Right. As I said just now, I am on page 267. Lovely, niece. Thank you. And we are doing reflections. Okay, so we can do. Okay, wait. In your textbook, it says, yeah. In your textbook, it says when you reflect a point, shape, or object about a mirror line or axis of symmetry, you call the transformation a reflection. So this is now our second type of transformation. The very first one was translation, meaning we just moved. No? Now the second type of transformation would be reflections. Now the first thing that I think of when I hear the word reflection is a mirror. No. So you just heard that one of our axes, meaning the x-axis or the y-axis, is going to be my mirror, no? The point in which we reflect in. Okay, so the size and the shape of the object remain unchanged in a reflection. Okay, this is not true for all mirrors, but in general, when you look in the mirror, you see exactly the same thing, right? So the shape didn't change, the picture didn't change, the size didn't change, nothing. It's exactly the same thing that you see in the reflection. Okay, so that means that they are congruent because they're exactly the same, right? Okay, so when we reflect, it will still be congruent shapes. The mirror line is called the axis of reflection or the line of reflection. Okay, so we can reflect in one of two ways. Reflect in the vertical axis. Okay, so that's option one. Okay, and what do we call that vertical axis? That's usually our y-axis. Okay, so that's option one. Then option two is, leave a few lines open there because I'm going to fill something in there as well. Option two is to reflect in the horizontal axis. And the horizontal axis we also call the x-axis. At reflections over here, I'm just going to say shape or size doesn't change. Sorry, ek gaan nou luister hoor. So it would still be congruent. Does that make sense to all of you? Okay, yes. 2, 3, most. You can charge it until the end of the period. Okay, you guys good so far? So let's just quickly have a look at an example and then we'll fill in these blanks which we've got here. Right, so first things first. Yeah. I'm going to go back just now. I just want to show an example. This part you guys don't have to copy. It's just to make you see what I mean. Okay? Right, so let's say we take point, here we go, A. The coordinates there would be what? X is -4 and Y is 8. Okay, now we are going to reflect that in the vertical axis, meaning this one, the y-axis. Oh, you guys can't see that. Can you see that? Yeah. Meaning the y-axis is going to be my mirror. Basically, what's happening on that side is now going to happen on this side. Do you guys agree? And if the picture was on that side, then it would reflect to the, so we're reflecting to the left or to the right of that y-axis. Does that make sense? Okay, so who wants to guess? Now remember, what is going to change here? Would the x value change? If you'd had to guess, it was over here, so now it's going to reflect to that side. Okay, so who wants to tell me what would the coordinates then be? Yeah? Okay, so that will be my new A. Have a look. Which means it will be 4 and 8. Now let's have a look. What changed? Okay, so meaning which value? X value or Y value? The X value changes. Okay, so what you guys have got to remember is when we reflect in the Y axis, the Y value will stay the same. Okay, the X value will change. So if it was a negative, it will now become a positive. Or if we did it the other way around, if it was a positive, now it will become a negative. Okay, so let's just quickly write that down. Reflect in the y-axis means the y values stay the same. The sign of the x value changes. So meaning if it was a positive, it becomes a negative. Or if it was a negative, it will now become a positive. Okay, so that is written out in words. But they could, and it's not that important for grade 8. We will most probably not give you that in the exams, but I want you guys to see it and be comfortable with it, or have at least know what you're talking about when you get to grade 9. No? Basically, if we had to write this transformation, you would say, if I had x, y, and then a little arrow meaning now we're transforming, it means that my x will become a minus x and the y will stay y. Does that make sense? Not that difficult, no? Okay, any question? Okay, now that you've done the y-axis, you'll see the x-axis is pretty much the same. It's just the other way around. No? Yeah. So I'll come back to this, or maybe first finish copying. Hands up, who's still copying? Okay, right, so let's do the x-axis. Okay, so we're going to use that same A. Oh no, let's use a different one. Let's say B. Okay, what's the coordinates of B? -8 and 6. Okay, now I'm asking you to reflect B in the x-axis, the horizontal axis, which means that I'm reflecting in that line. No, so now whatever was at the top, I will reflect to the bottom. Or if it was the other way around, if I had something at the bottom, I would reflect it to the top. Okay, so who wants to guess my new B value? Minus what? You see, is right? -8? -6. Yeah, you must just complete. Okay, so -8 minus 6 over here. That will be my new B. So can you see the x value stays the same? The y value became -6. Does that make sense? So in general, we can then say when you reflect in the x-axis, what stays the same? The x values. The axis in which you reflect, the values will stay the same. Can I skip back? Okay, so we're going to say the x values stay the same. The sign of the y value will change. And who wants to guess how we write it? We will start with x, y, and then my arrow to show I'm transforming, or in this case reflecting, and it will become x minus y. Are you guys good? Batia? Okay, any questions? Huh? Yeah. So it was the other way around. It would make sense that if you had like 2% of the bottom and it would be like x minus y will go into x. I'm going to do examples now. Right, can I skip? Anyone still copying here? Okay, tell me when you're done. Right. Anyone else still copying? Okay, let's just do one or two examples. Just quickly. No, you don't have to draw. Okay, come on. Okay, right, people. You don't have to write this down. I'm just doing a quick exercise to see if you guys actually understand what's going on, and then I'll hand out your worksheet. Okay, so this is A. The coordinates would be 2 and 5. Okay. Put up your hand. Don't shout out the answer. Reflect A in the x-axis. Ja? Nee, in der Achse, ja? Good. 2 and minus 5, right? Okay. Hands up. Reflect A in the y-axis. Noah? Minus 2 and 5. Yes. Sorry? Do you want me to write it? Okay, so I'm going to do that on the next one. A was 2 and 5. So if I reflect, you don't have to. You just asked for it. No, I don't want to because then I can't delete and I don't want the answers there for my next class. Sorry. So when we reflect it in the x-axis, it will become 2 minus 5. When we reflect in the y-axis, it will become minus 2 positive 5. Okay. Yes. Yeah. No. Okay, so let's see. I'm giving you minus 1 and 7. Hands up. Who wants to reflect in the x-axis? Okay, Anya. Ek het gesê Anya. Yeah? Negative 1 and negative 7. Good. Okay, hands up who wants to reflect in the y-axis. Okay, wacht, ons gee vir jou 'n kans. Ja? Jy moet sê. You must tell me, what would it be? Reflect B. Yes, it would be 1 and 7. So can you see only the x value changed? Okay. So any questions? Is there someone that's still unsure about this? This is in the test, yes. Okay, people, just so you know, whenever we have to reflect a full triangle, we do exactly the same as what we had to do when we move it. You first look at each point separately, plot those, and then after you've done that, connect your dots to form the triangle again. All right. Okay, so he's going to hand out a worksheet. You will see that the first page is the questions, and then the second page is the grid, so you can do your answers on that. Yes, you may. Okay, so you can answer on that sheet, and please paste it in your book. That is then it for today. That's your homework, okay? So I'll write here, homework, worksheet 2. Well, just now. Okay. Good. There we go. That's it.